What's going on, guys? What's going on? Happy Thursday. It's your boy, Crazy Faith, the Son of God in the building. So, today's topic is going to be the power of your spirit. The power of your spirit. So, pretty much what happens is with our spirits, right? We need our spirits to do everything in this world, right? So, we need the power of the spirit in order to do everything. And sometimes, when it comes to our spirits, we have to strengthen our spirits for where God is going to take us. Because remember, God is doing the internal work in order to get us ready to where He has to take us, right? So without Him doing the work, without Him pouring into us and working on the areas that He needs to work on, we run the risk of coming up short wherever He puts us, right? So if you don't pass the test with Jim, He's gonna send it back with Sarah. We got to be aware of what He's doing in the trials and tribulations, including working at jobs. He could work on you while you're working at your job, right? To become a better person, right? To evolve and transform into the person that he needs you to be. So that way, where he takes you, wherever he's taking you, you can stand that position. You can stand to be on stage, right? But you have to get through the small steps in order to get to the big steps. If you're too big for the small steps, right? If you're too big for the small step, you will never reach the big steps. It's like it's like you riding a bike before you ride a motorcycle, right? You can't ride a motorcycle, right, unless you start off with a bike, right? So it's the same way with our spirits, right? We can't just jump on stage and not prepare for it. We can't just, be where we want to be in life and in our careers without developing our spirit into that person that God needs us to be. So that way we could stand on the stage. We could be in the career that we want. We could be in the profession that we need to be in. But the moment where we're bypassing the small steps, we would never, ever, ever get to the big steps, right? And this is something that I had to acknowledge with myself too, because I'm like, damn, this is so small. I'm bigger than this position right here. I could be doing way more than I'm doing, right? And I tend to feel and to be more aware of, dang, if I didn't take these small steps, it would have never laid me to where I'm going, to the bigger steps that's to come, right? It would just be like me trying to prepare for it, and then not, if I don't prepare and I go there, I will fall, right? I will fall because why? I didn't put the preparation in, I didn't put the time in, right? So these are the things that we want to be aware of when we're developing our spirits, right? The power of the spirit. We got to get our inner man strong so that way, wherever he takes us, we can stand. And these are the reasons you're maybe going through certain situations right now, whether it's trials and tribulations, whether that's your job, whether it's in life in general, going towards your dreams and goals. These are little small steps that we have to, grow through, develop ourselves so that way we could be more value to his kingdom and we could also get to the dreams and goals where we're going to. And all of this takes time. None of this happens in a day. None of these things happens in a month. Everything takes time, years. Years and months of preparation. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So what are you doing right now while you're waiting to get to where you're going? Are you developing yourselves? Are you preparing for where God is taking you? Are you having the faith where God is taking you? Right? I'm training my mind right now to also walk only by faith, right? Not by sight, right? I do not look through the lens through the sight anymore. I only look through the lens of faith to where I'm going, right? We cannot look through the lens of we cannot look through the lens of our sight. We have to look through the lens of faith pushing forward. Because if we could see through our sight, we wouldn't need faith, right? And some of us, we all have to get our faith tested to see where we're at, to develop that strong muscle of faith so we can stand for where God is taking us. Without you developing your spirit and preparating, getting yourself prepped for where He's going to take you, you're not going to be able to stand, right? If you're overlooking the small little things, you can never get to the big things in life. It's like building a house. You got to have a foundation. Stack, 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 stack. One day at a time. Building that foundation, building that foundation, building that foundation. Before you know it, you got a whole house. Same with your spirit. You start that foundation. You build your spirit. Build, 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 build. You're strengthening your spirit. Strength, strength, strength. All right, bet. Here's the keys. Here's the keys to the kingdom. You're trusted enough to go work on this mission, right? You've proved yourself that you're worthy enough to work on this mission. Here you go. Here you go, faithful servant. Here you go, right? Here's the keys, right? That's how it works, right? He's not going to bless us if we're overlooking the small things, if we're not developing ourselves, our spirit, and if our spirit is not strong enough. How are we going to be able to step on stage? How are we going to be able to do the things that we want to do? Ask yourself right now, are you ready to step on that stage? Are you ready to impact millions and thousands and billions of lives? Are you ready to step into your profession? Can you handle that? Right? Can you handle that right now? Like realistically, if God was to give it to you, ask yourself, can you handle what you desire for your future goals and dreams? And if you don't have any goals and dreams, I suggest that you try to figure that out to where you want to go in life, right? Because remember, we're running out of time. 10 years is going to go by whether we get rich or not. Let me say that one more time. 10 years is going to go by whether we get rich or not. What are you willing to do in the prep time to get towards your dreams and goals, or to even figure out your dreams and goals? What are you willing to do in the prep time, in the waiting time, right? And this is something that came to my mind, right? Because I had to ask myself the same question: am I really, really ready for the stage, to jump on stage? Am I really ready for that, right? Am I really worthy of that? And that's a big question. And I encourage you to ask yourself the same thing. So now what I'm doing, I'm prepping myself continuously. Like, am I ready? Living in the state fulfilled, living like I'm already that person, right? I suggest you guys do that. Take one day. Yesterday I did it. Take one day and actually visualize yourself as that person that you want to become. Whatever it is, whatever profession you want, whatever dreams and goals that you have in mind, picture the end result for one day. Just try it out for one day, and being that person, walking as that person, thinking as that person, imitating that person of who you want to be, and hold that vision throughout the whole day. Spend the whole day giving life, feeding that seed of who you want to be. Right? I did the exercise yesterday, and it was mind blowing. It was mind blowing, and I know I have a lot more work to do. We all do. There's always room for improvement. I'm always a student, right? And it's so ironic what the subconscious mind could do, right? And you just got to keep going. We just got to keep going, strengthening ourselves, and making sure we are ready for game time. Because we don't want to wait until game time to start preparing, because then we're not going to be ready. So everything happens right now. What are you doing right now on a day-to-day basis, right? Just focus on one day at a time. Try not to overwhelm yourself and think about all the way down the line to the future. The best thing that helps me is do it one day at a time, envisioning the person that you are willing to become, and extracting every distraction, emotions that's not aligned with that person and your dreams and goals, getting to where the promised land, to where you want to go. Reject everything else, right? And just focus on that person that you're becoming, because you have to water that seed. You have to water that seed. We're not waiting to get there in order to feel like it's happening, in order to be that person. We're not waiting to get there. We're doing it now so we can manifest it, so we can develop ourselves, so we could get it in our spirits, so that way we can attract it into our lives. Nothing is just going to happen if you just wait for it. If you wait for it, it's just going to be an unending waiting session for you. You're just going to be waiting your whole life. So you might as well do it now. Show God that you're worthy. Get ready. Get prepped. Big things are coming. And I hope you guys took a lot of value from this video. The power of the spirit. Your spirit, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and your spirit is more stronger than you think, and you have the willpower to make it all happen. So with that being said, it's your boy, Crazy Babe, the son of God. in the building on the way out. Enjoy and have a blessed, lovely, blessed day. Let's go.